Oh yeah.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. We will get started. I call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. and we will start with our land acknowledgement. Associated Students recognizes and acknowledges the first people of this ancestral and unceded territory of the Fernandano Tataviam Band of Mission Indians that is now occupied by our campus of California State University, Northridge. Honors the elders past and present and the descendants who are citizens of the Fernandano Tataviam Band of Mission Indians. Associated Students recognizes that the tribe is still here and we are committed to lifting up their stories, culture, and community. Now moving on to roll call.
Vice President Jimeniana Aragon,
Here.
Senator Abrams,
Here.
Senator Arias Gomez,
Here.
Senator Atios,
Here.
Senator Basilio, Senator Figueroa, Senator Contreras,
Here.
Senator Cunanan,
Here.
Senator Dominguez,
Here.
Senator Garcia,
Here.
Senator Gavina,
Here.
Senator Katka,
Here.
Senator Quiroga,
Here.
Senator Ramirez, Senator Umana,
Here.
Senator Vicente. Thank you. We have quorum.
Thank you. So we will now move on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion? Senator Umana?
I move to approve the agenda for September 29th, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Dominguez, is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, if there is no objections, we will pass the agenda unanimously. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Now moving on to the approval of the minutes for September 22nd. Is there a motion? Senator Dominguez?
I move to approve the minutes for September 22nd, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Quiroga? Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, if there are no objections, we will pass this unanimously. Okay, thank you. Moving on to special presentation, we have a presentation by CSUN Athletics, and you may come up to the podium.
Oh, cool. Hello. Thanks for having us here. We're super glad to be here today and super glad all of you guys are here as well. We are the official NCAA intercollegiate soccer program here at CSUN, and we're super excited to throw some ideas at you guys and hear what everyone has to say, and you guys hear what we have to say as well. Thank you.
Hi. How you guys can help is you guys can attend games, volunteer to be a student section leader, and volunteer to be a part of the street team, which involves handing out flyers at the farmers market or handing out flyers around campus.
So next, I'm just going to talk about our remaining games. We're opening up conference play starting this Saturday against Cal State Bakersfield, and the theme of that will be Youth Night. Next, we'll play Wednesday against Sac State, which is Latino Heritage Night. After that, it's against UC San Diego the next Saturday, which will be the Most Valuable Professor and Alumni Homecoming Night. Next will be the Cal State Fullerton game that following Wednesday, which will be a red out. So hopefully the crowd will all wear red. And then lastly, we'll finish it off with a Saturday game against Santa Barbara, which will be senior night. Thank you.
And then for us, we have 3 remaining home games. One on Sunday, October 12th versus Bakersfield, which will be our most valuable professor night and an alumni homecoming. And then we play on Sunday, October 19th versus UC Davis for a youth night. And then on Thursday, October 30th versus Long Beach State, which will be our senior night.
How y'all doing? We play over at the Matador soccer field. It's just gonna be right over there.
And students get in for free for all the games. So lastly, we just wanted to talk about the fan zone. So as you can see, there's a bunch of photos up there from every different sporting event that we have. Super fun to be a part of. And right now, the men's soccer team's doing really well. They've only lost one game, and we are undefeated in season so far as well. So your guys' support means the world to us, and we feed off of the crowd's energy. So you guys coming to the games is really important to us. So thank you guys. And then this is just the Instagrams and social medias that you can find us at if you guys want to get more information on our schedule, even like our player rosters and just things like that. So you can go to gomatadors.com, and then we have the student Instagram, which is CSUN Chaos, which is the marketing department, and then obviously Go Matadors as well. Thank you guys.
I'm so sorry.
Great.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for that. Do you guys have any questions for them by any chance?
I was just about to ask that. Senator Dominguez?
I was gonna ask very quickly, how do we volunteer to be like in the games and stuff, like what you guys mentioned earlier?
So Carlos right here is the head of the marketing department, and so we can send you guys his email for anyone that is interested in volunteering. Thank you.
Are there any further questions? Okay, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it, and we will hopefully make at least 5 of your games. Okay, we will now move on to open forum. Open forum is intended as an opportunity for any member of the public to address the associated students regarding any issues affecting CSUN students. Speakers are allowed 3 minutes each to speak. Please sign in using the clipboard for minute recording purposes. Where's James? There he is.
I was trying to give other people an opportunity to go first in case, but that's okay. I'll break the ice. Good morning, everybody. My name is James Forster. I serve as the AS Programs Manager. I'm here to give you all an update on some of our events that are going on this week. Programs. All right, so pretty standard week for us over in productions and sustainability. So tomorrow we'll have our annual farmers market, 10 to 2:30, out on Lindley Avenue in the Matador Square area. This will be a specific like big show themed farmers market. So we'll have some music there as well as just giving out a lot more of our big show items. So if you haven't had a chance to grab a t-shirt or a clear bag or even a ticket to the show, tomorrow would be a great day to do that. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll be in Matador Square from 10 to 2, and then the market itself on Lindley will go until 2:30. On Wednesday, we'll be hosting our annual breast cancer awareness celebration. Wednesday is October 1st, and the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we'll be hosting our annual celebration out on the library lawn. We'll be there from 10 to 2. We'll have resources, we'll have some giveaways, some ways to interact, as well as write letters, things like that. So I hope to see you all stop by at some point. I believe we'll have a photo booth there as well, too. So that'll be from 10 to 2 out on the library lawn. And then finally on Thursday, we'll have our annual Thursday thrift event. So if any of you have any clothing items that you are looking to, donate or get rid of, if today it's not your vibe or doesn't fit anymore, please feel free to bring those items to Thursday thrift. How that event works, it's been going very successfully so far, is, we take donations in, we take a look at everything and then put it on the rack, and it goes right back out to students who may need clothes or are looking for it as well. Also, just a little nugget about a future Thursday thrift towards the end of the month. We're going to have like a Halloween specific one. So if you have like an old costume in your closet that you're not going to wear, you can bring the costume to us. We'll take it, and maybe somebody else will take your costume. So fun little thing to think about if you have multiple costumes or things like that. But that concludes our events for this week. Thank you all so much. And if you need anything, y'all know where to find me. Let me know.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Savansh Maheshwari. I'm a senior studying business law with a minor in philosophy. I currently serve as the president of the Nazarian Business Economic Review. It's an academic journal. I'm the vice president of CSUN Rugby. I'm a member of Phi Delta Theta's scholarship and community service committees. And I've also volunteered with Vita Clinic, and they help underprivileged people with their finances. These experiences have directly shaped who I am and how I view the world. I expect everyone to act with integrity, fairness, and accountability. I applied for Attorney General because I want to make sure every single person's voice is valued. But I know this role is more than that. This role comes with very specific responsibilities, and as Attorney General, I am committed to making our Senate meetings run according to Robert's Rules of Order, and the standing rules of associated students. And that means making sure our agendas are set and posted on time, that attendance and participation are tracked fairly, and that senators can focus on the issues because the process is clear, consistent, and respected. I understand that part of this position is sometimes having tough conversations, and I want to make sure everyone knows that I'm someone they can talk to about anything. Whether it's about absences, committee responsibilities, or business casual dress code, I'm here for you. And it's part of building the culture, and I want to set the foundation of accountability. For example, as president of NEBR, which is the academic journal, a lot of the times writers miss their deadlines and whatnot, and it's all about accountability and making sure they can move forward. My goals are pretty straightforward. I want to be transparent. I want to strengthen transparency by making sure our governing documents are easily understood by everyone. I want to uphold attendance and office hour requirements fairly and consistently, and to help create an environment where meetings are efficient. I'm excited to work alongside all of you guys. I don't want to be the person who just enforces rules, but I also want to be a friend to every single one of you people. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to serving the Senate.
Is there anyone else here for open forum? Oh no, it's Daniel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Daniel. I'm the marketing manager for Associated Students, in case you don't know me. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about Big Show. James kind of mentioned about getting your shirt and whatnot, but Big Show is in a week from Saturday. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, please go get them. But the reason I'm here is just to make sure, talk to your friends, tell your friends, anybody you're in other clubs with, or your constituents, how great Big Show is. This is an Associated Students staple event. Like, as much as productions and their team over there are the ones who put it together, it's our name on there. It's Associated Students. Everything we do is Associated Students, like no matter what. So please, just with us marketing over there, we're going to do all our social media stuff and continue to market it. But if you can just tell your friends or anybody that you pass by, your classes, constituents, buy a Big Show ticket. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise.
You cannot ask any questions during open forum. Or did you? Yeah, go ahead. Just ask for a point of personal privilege, please. Senator Dominguez,
Point of personal privilege.
granted. Is there anyone else here for open forum?
Hello, Senate and members. Hi, I'm Alejandro Dominguez, third-year computer science major, student representative for the Andrew J. Adagnos College of Engineering and Computer Science. I come to you today to talk to you about the student sentiment surrounding the sexual assault incident that occurred last Friday. A day after the incident, a petition was created, shared via online through the Mecha the CSUN Instagram account. That's how I heard about it. The petition, install more security cameras / improve security around the CSUN Pond / the Orange Grove. With already over 1,800 signatures and tens of comments in support of the petition, some comments being students expressing their similar concerns of safety while on campus, and sentiments that the campus has inadequate resources to sufficiently protect the students at all times. Personally, this is the second time I hear of an incident like this on campus during my time at CSUN, the first being during my second year in the USU, April of 2024. As a commuter student, I take the bus by Lindley and Nordhoff, which is by the Soraya and the Orange Grove. Sometimes having to take the bus late into the evening. It is unnerving. It is unnerving at times walking past the Orange Grove at night where it is dark and feels isolated until I get to the corner street, while also knowing that the information booth by the Soraya is closed and there is no one near to help in case of an emergency. I hope that something is done to address these concerns, and though I understand that there may not be much this body can do to enact change surrounding campus safety, I believe it is important our student leaders understand how students are reacting to the news of this event. If anyone wants more information of the petition, please let me know. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for open forum? You may all form a line if some of you are here for open forum.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Akshay Mane, and I'm an international student currently pursuing my master's in engineering management here at CSUN. So professionally, I've interned as a supply chain intern at Infinity Blast. So it's an organization where I've streamlined about procurement processes and reduced costs through negotiation analysis. Beyond academics, so I've also volunteered with the Robin Hood Army, organizing food and distribution drives for underprivileged children with collaborating with NGOs to expand outreach. So that's an experience that's deepened my commitment to service and community impact. I was inspired to apply for this position because I believe student voices play a big role in shaping campus policies and experiences. And I also feel it's vital that a wide range of perspectives are being stated while the decisions are being made in the Senate. So this role offers me a great opportunity to apply my skills and continue growing as a leader. So one of my key goals would be to enhance awareness and accessibility of existing campus resources. While CSUN offers such excellent support systems, students are sometimes unaware of the campus resources provided for them. So I like to work for increasing outreach, enhancing communication, and collaborating with the faculty. So these resources are more visible and approachable for all the students. I'm most looking forward to collaborating with the fellow senators and also learning from the diverse perspectives and contributing to the meaningful student community. That's it. All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mahi Kacharia. My pronouns are she, hers, and I'm junior majoring in computer science at CSUN. I have always been deeply passionate about leadership, service, and collaboration. At CSUN, I had a privilege of serving as a math tutor and in a USU BOD Board of Directors committees, and where I gained first-hand experience in student governance, teamwork, and advocating for the needs of my peers. This experience have shaped me in my leadership philosophy to listen, to serve, and to create opportunities to help others succeed. Within my major, I'm especially drawn in artificial intelligence, full stack development, and problem solving through technology. Beyond academics, I am energized by bringing people together, building community, and creating space where every student feel empowered to grow. I was inspired to apply for the position of engineering and computer science senator because I believe in the incredible potential of students and their want to ensure their voices are and they're rep- yeah, and they're represented at every level. My vision of this role includes expanding mentorship opportunities, hosting career focused workshops, and strengthening the bridge between students, faculty, and industrial professionals. Most of all, I am looking forward to collaborating with my fellow senators, amplifying student voices, and leaving behind initiatives that future students can continue to build upon. Leadership is not just a role for me, it's a passion, a responsibility, and a chance of making a lasting impact at CSUN. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Arpita Vikkaria. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a junior pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Finance with an option in Financial Analysis at California State University, Northridge. I'm also a part of Business Owners Program and expect to graduate in May 2027. I have a strong interest in financial analysis, budgeting, and a data-driven decision-making, and I'm particularly excited about applying the skills with associate students. I believe this role as a finance committee will give me the opportunity to support transparent budgeting and help student organization with the College of Business and Economics access the resources they need to thrive. On campus, I'm currently serving as an advisor with Matador Patrol, a part of a police department program where I oversee a team of 15 student employees to ensure that have this campus safety. I also participate as a in VITA, CSUN VITA, where it's a tax program where I provided free tax services to more than 50 low-income taxpayers, supervised volunteers, and reviewed returns to ensure uh, it meets the IRS standards. I was inspired to apply for the position because I want to use my financial knowledge and leadership experience to make the meaningful impact on how resources are allocated within our colleges. My goal during this term includes promoting transparency in financial decisions, streamlining support for student organizations, and working to implement financial literacy initiative that benefit students. What I look forward to most is collaborating with my peers and associate students, learning for this experience and contributing to meaningful initiative that strengthen the student community in the College of Business and Economics. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for open forum?
Hello. Good morning, Senators. Good morning, everyone. My name is Caleb Vaughn. I'm a first-time freshman here at CSUN, majoring in anthropology, and I applied for the Lobby Corps committee position because I want to get to know the spirit of the school and be heavily involved with improving student engagement here on campus. I want to empower people's voices and opinions that they may not be asked by the college. And I want to further get to know everyone and all you people in leadership, as I hope to be here for a while. And I hope to be, I hope to be involved here, and I'm glad to be here. I just want to say hi and introduce myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for open forum? Okay, seeing none, we will move past open forum into, Senator Basilio.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Dominguez?
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Ramirez. Permission to be recognized. Granted. Okay, we will now move on to my report. Good morning, everyone. It is nice to spend another Monday morning with you all. I love Mondays because I get to see you all and I get to be here at the crack of dawn. So last week after our Senate meeting, I was mainly in the office trying to respond to emails and just meeting with some of our cabinet members. And then I attended the AI task force meeting. Unfortunately, my Microsoft Teams didn't work, so Senator Gubino ended up taking over for me for a little bit while I tried to figure out my laptop. I unfortunately am an English major, so I am not very tech savvy. But we were talking about how the university wants to collaborate with associated students on AI workshops, trying to educate our students on the implementations of AI and how they can better use AI in during their academic journey, as well as develop a CSUN specific AI principle and guidelines so that our faculty and staff can follow it more directly, have it kind of reflect CSUN's values rather than reflect the CSU's values as a whole, so that it's more tailored towards what our student body might need and what our faculty might need. We also talked about an AI symposium and how we'd bring experts to come to campus to talk about the implementations of AI, the usage of AI, the different businesses and organizations that could end up collaborating with different departments here at CSUN or even with the student body, as well as having a student town hall. These were all just ideas that were thrown out there. Of course, this was our first time meeting, but this was more of like a conversation of how can we all make all of these events possible? What does the student body want? What do faculty and staff need? As well as collaboration between associated students and the university in regards to pushing the implementation of AI and finding out what the student body might need. So if any of you guys are interested in taking up any of those projects or being involved in any of these, in the organization of any of these events, you can always let me know, and you can let Senator Gubino know, as we both serve as the student representatives on the AI task force. But if any of you guys are interested in participating in the AI task force, please let me know. I'm more than happy to reach out to have another student representative on there as well. After that, I had a lot of one-on-ones with our cabinet, trying to see what our cabinet members are up to, how they're transitioning into their roles, as well as how I can better support them in any of their projects, any of their initiatives. You'll hear more about that from our Chief of Staff, Boberg. I attended our new student convocation, and I was just reminded that I am hunk. I had a meeting with President Beck and Dr. Watkins where we talked about a few things, one of them being the HSI grants being rescinded by the federal government. And I was informed by President Beck that she had signed on to a letter along with a few other university presidents to ask the federal government and our senators and our representatives up in Washington, D.C. to please not cut that funding and to reinstate it. This was a letter that was created by HACU. I forgot their Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities. Thank you, Vice President Emiliano Aragon. We also talked about the Matador Hub, which is where a lot of our identity-based resources are going to be moved in the next 2 years or so once the hub is fully built. We also talked about the changes to FAFSA and how our financial aid department is transitioning into this new fiscal year and how they're handling all of the federal changes, all of the changes to CADA, and making sure that they get student feedback. So we're talking about maybe having a forum or a student town hall with our financial aid department so that it's catered towards making sure that they get feedback on how they're handling certain cases, whether they're being told in a timely manner, but also what they're doing well. This week, I'm attending the Food Advisory Committee with the TUC the TUC, so I'm gonna be on the other side of campus after this. I also have the Police Advisory Committee, which I'm attending with Senator Basilio and Senator Cabrera Figueroa. I have a meeting with the Metro representative on discussing the changes that we might do to the Metro Pass or how we can better support our students to make sure that it's affordable, and any changes that there might be within the next year, and just seeing the trend of how many students benefit from the Metro Pass that AS provides, and also how many students actually use the Metro Pass. And then I have a meeting with the provost and the provost with our vice president. And that's about everything that I will be doing for the next 2 weeks. On to announcements. I just want to say congratulations to our productions team for selling over 1,200 tickets to Big Show so far. Yay! We're so proud of you guys and all the work that you have put in to put on this amazing show that benefits a lot of students here and just builds a lot of student engagement and a lot of student pride. This is one of our biggest events every single year, and it's something that every single student ends up looking forward to. And this is going to be my second one in my 4 years of being here, so I'm very, very excited. And I just wanted to acknowledge Senator Dominguez' open forum comment. This is a very, very sad thing to wake up to in the morning. I got that email at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was up at 8, and that was the first thing I saw. And I just was reminded at how awful our world can be. But also, I knew that if there was anyone that could help make sure that this does not happen again and that the safety of our campus is actually talked about, it is our student body. And if there's one thing we can make sure to let you all know and that our students know, is that Associated Students is committed to making sure that this does not happen again, and committed to making sure that the safety of our students is our #1 priority. So regarding the petition, that is something that I will personally take on with our vice president as well to make sure that these conversations are had and that this feedback and that the students' sentiment is said and given to the higher ups. So please rest assured that if any of you guys feel like you are unsafe and that any of you guys feel like you need support, you guys can always let us know. You guys can always access any of our resources here on campus. But you're all also student representatives, and you also have the power to make change on campus, regardless of whether anyone tells you that you don't or anyone wants to make you feel like you don't. You all have the power to make sure that things like this do not happen again on our campus, and that our students continue to feel safe and continue to feel like they can come to campus, whether they are coming in car, in bike, or walking, or in metro. And that is the end of my report. Thank you. Are there any questions on my report? Senator Cabrera Figueroa?
Do you happen to know if the letter that Erica Beck signed on to is publicly available yet?
From what she had told us, yes, but if you guys would like, I can read out the letter. I actually had it saved onto my laptop. Would you like me to read it?
If that would be possible, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Members of the Congress, we, the undersigned Hispanic serving institutions, are deeply alarmed by the administration's decision not to defend the HSI program in federal court. This unprecedented step threatens to dismantle a program Congress created to strengthen institutions that already serve high percentages of Latino students. The lawsuit, State of Tennessee and Student for Fair Admissions versus U.S. Department of Education, wrongly claims that the HSI program is unconstitutional. In reality, it falls well within the authority of Congress to recognize and remedy racial disparities in education. Eliminating the HSI program would disproportionately harm Latino communities, and the damages would not stop there. These federal funds support a wide range of initiatives, including campus infrastructure projects, science labs, advisement, and curriculum development that benefit all students attending HSIs. Stripping institutions of resources because they serve Latino students is unjust and legally unsound. The HSI program is not about preferential treatment. It is about equitable resource allocation to ensure all students have the opportunity to succeed. Without it, our ability to prepare the next generation of leaders, innovators, and workers will be severely undermined. We urge you to publicly sound the alarm with the administration's refusal to defend the HSI program, reaffirm congressional support for HSIs and the 5.16 million students we serve nationwide. Ensure continued protection and funding for the HSI program in the face of these attacks. Congress must act now, and without your leadership, the voices of students and communities served by HSIs will go unheard. Is there anyone else that has questions of Senator Gabino?
Were there additional CSU signatories to that letter, or was it just CSUN?
Unfortunately, I am unsure. That is something that we can possibly ask Dr. Watkins and President Beck as a follow-up, but as of right now, she is one of the only CSU presidents that we know of. Vice President Geminiano Aragon.
And as a recommendation, Senator Cabrera Figueroa, if you want to include this, you can draft up either a whereas statement or a resolved statement that includes that season. Yeah, okay. So you can just amend to add it once we go into committee of the whole.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? Senator Quiroga?
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Okay, seeing no questions, I will move on to Vice President Geminiano Aragon's report.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of the fall semester. I hope that you all are getting ready for midterm season. Thanks to all senators for emailing me your personal project proposal. I will be reviewing them this week. I filmed all of the season for the More You Know series. For the fall semester, we will be featuring AS resources such as the Legal Clinic, Outdoor Adventures, the Children's Center, sustainability, and more. Thanks to Xavier from marketing for his help in filming the videos. We conducted interviews for vacant Senate seats and committee members. We have 2 approval of appointments on the Senate meetings agenda for senators. So remember that when getting to those line items, if you have any questions, you're able to direct them to either President Sarabia or me. I met with Denise Ibarra to review the senator's events proposal. Please reach out to me so that I can provide you with updates in person. I have some minor suggestions for some events, and I will be emailing those senators that I need further clarification for their programming. Denise and Madeline will be working on making the space reservations, and we will keep you updated on this. We attended the new student convocations. Shout out to President Sarabia for representing AS with her speech. And thanks to all senators and cabinet members that actively collaborated with us during the event. President Sarabia and I met with President Beck and Dr. Watkins, so we discussed on financial aid processes and exploring the possibility of gathering student feedback on it. Also, funding for initiatives on campus, as well as the impact of federal regulations on CSUN's budget. We had our weekly cabinet meeting, and we were exploring our programming for the year, as well as trying to get all committee members. Shout out to Chair of Finance, Emily Tourette, and Assistant Chair of Finance, Gunete Jagali, for presenting on the MIC Leadership Conference regarding the funding that AS provides to student clubs and organizations. Finalize the organization of the Mental Health Mondays. We have our first one themed to mindful journaling today from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So if you have office hours, please head to the Plaza del Sol to help me with tabling, and it will be a great way to reach out to your constituents. For week 6, here is your checklist. The October Senate report form is due on October 3rd at 5 p.m. Everyone needs to submit the report, and remember that not turning it in could add to your absence policy. I emailed that today at 8:30, so make sure that you reserve 30 minutes to an hour of your office hours to make your report. Please make sure that you also stick to the office hours that you provided to Gabriela Miranda, as those are listed on the AS website. We aim to maintain transparency in our operations, and it's important that students can rely on the posted times to reach out to you. Office hours should only be adjusted for specific reasons, such as a class schedule change. That means that you have enrolled in another section and you need to accommodate. Attending a committee meeting as a Senate representative, meetings with administrators or staff, club meetings, or unexcused absences due to sickness, emergency, or any other reason, as stated in our Senate standing rules. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the Vice President's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our Chief of Staff, Boberg's report.
Hello, everybody. Hope we're having a good morning. I'll just go right into it. So I'm going to start off with the Chief of Staff report. So this past week, I attended both the University Affairs Committee and External Affairs Committee as Attorney General, just ensuring committee procedure. I'm excited to see where these committees lead as we get more legislative referrals their way. And then also I had more interviews this week for both Senate and committee member positions with many promising interviewees. We are continuing to vet candidates and make our way through these interviews as thoroughly and efficiently as possible. I look forward to when we have a more complete team. I also had the pleasure of sitting on a meeting with the Chair of Finance and the Assistant Chair of Finance with our President, just to go over some roles and expectations. And I hope to sit in on far more one-on-ones in this coming semester, as we continue to have our one-on-ones with the other cabinet members. The President and I also had our one-on-ones this week, as I continue to learn more about my role and just how I can better assist the student body and the cabinet in general. I ended the week with our Friday cabinet meeting where we discussed some general goals and events coming up for cabinet. I hope to continue to work out the kinks in our cabinet meeting as we utilize the time that we've set aside for these cabinet matters. All right, and then I'll move right into our Chair of Ledge report. So this week he focused on meetings and coordination. He met with the CSSA Vice President of Legislative Affairs, Derek Herrera, to discuss the upcoming special elections and how to approve the issues in a partisan way on campus. He also had the chance to meet with Dr. Freddie Sanchez to discuss some of the upcoming plans around campus as a whole. He also connected with the Student Homes Coalition about some potential legislation to push on the state level, and met with President Saravia to talk about upcoming events for the semester. He also had the chance to connect with our new Lobby Corps member, Christopher, and talk about what he plans for the rest of the semester. For next week, he's hoping to solidify his campus tours, and as he will be hosting several schools, he will also be attending the CSUN Act Now Committee meeting and the Faculty Senate Library Committee. And then it was very important that he says that everyone have a good week. All right, and then on to our Chair of Elections. So she just finished up most of her interviews, but we're still interviewing for Assistant Chair of Elections. She also sent out her bios for the candidates that she hopes to have on agenda for next week, and sent out a marketing form to discuss her marketing for fall and spring semester for the elections committee. She also made her elections calendar, which is still to be approved once she has committee members to approve in her committee. She's still collecting ideas for her fall, collecting ideas to make her fall info session to run by all the candidates. Sorry. And then for this following week, she hopes to reach out with IT to discuss the sharing of candidate info on Canvas, and just in getting more interviews done and finalizing her committee. Now moving on to our Chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. She also held more interviews this week as we're just trying to fill up that committee. She also sent in her bios for the candidates that she wants for this committee and submitted her requests for the Cultural Unity Showcase. For next week, she hopes to meet with the USU Cultural Unity Showcase and then submit a proposal during open forum, and then just do more interviews for her DEI committee. And then also just a general note for Senate, if anyone wants to help with Cultural Unity Showcase, feel free to reach out to our Chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And that's going to be all for my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the Chief of Staff report or any of the cabinet reports? Senator Quiroga?
Permission to be recognized?
Granted. Senator Vicente?
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Okay. If there are no questions, we will move over to our Chair of Finance to read report.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Our current remaining balance for supplemental totals as of September 26, 2025. Our star balance is at 200,000. Unassigned contingency is $575,602. Fill fund is at 7,400. Club and organization travels is at 25,000. Some work over the week. So I began approving funding for 2 students and organizations. Shout out Delta 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 for utilizing the Fill fund and supporting Children's Hospital. I really encourage you guys to use it. Please, please use it. So yes. More good news, the Assistant Chair of Finance has officially been onboarded. So shout out Guna. Yes, you can clap. You can clap. I'll let him know. I began working with him and getting him started. So you'll catch us together as the dynamic duo. The Assistant Chair of Finance and I presented at the MIC conference where we spoke about the finances available to students and how to apply for them. Shout out to the Controller, Lionel Lawrence, for helping me out. He was a huge help throughout this process and preparing me. And shout out to the Executive Director, Vicki Allen, for helping me and Guna out and making the students more engaged in the presentation. Because if there's one thing that's very difficult is getting students excited about finances at 9 a.m. in the morning. And also a huge thank you to the MIC for giving us the opportunity to expose the finances available to students and exposing AS as a whole, because you'll be surprised how many students don't know the finances available to them. So thank you to them. As for the Finance Committee, so I continue to look for more candidates, but as you see, there are some ahead up front of us. So I'm excited about that. And as for more upcoming events, I will continue to review and approve student supplemental requests, begin to work on the Finance Committee meetings, and help out students coming into the office with questions, because with the MIC presentation, a lot of students have reached out to me and scheduled appointments with me. So there's that. As for the Assistant Chair of Finance report, this is his report. This was my first week serving as Assistant Chair of Finance. I attended my first Finance Committee University Affair and Cabinet meeting this week. On Saturday, I had the opportunity to co-present the Finance 101 session at the Leadership Conference alongside Chair Emily. Although both of us are new to our positions, we work hard to make the presentation informative and valuable for student leaders. I wanted to thank Vicki and Lionel for guiding us through the process. Their support and advice helped a lot. I'm looking forward to continue to learn and contribute more in the upcoming weeks. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the Chair of Finance or Assistant Chair of Finance report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move past our Attorney General into standing committee reports, starting with Chair Gavino.
Good morning, everyone. Not much to report at our committee this week. We introduced our AI referral and had some good discussion on it. Looking forward to some of the report backs this week and any other referrals that are recommended to External Affairs. Like President Saravia said, attended the AI task force meeting. Excited to have a discussion on that a little bit later on the agenda. And yeah, our next meeting will be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. in the USU Executive Boardroom. I'll be attending my one per semester TUC board meeting, so I will not be there, but Senator Garcia will be chairing her first meeting, so that's very exciting. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Stop by the meeting, send me an email, all that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any question on the Chair of Internal Affairs report? Oh, external. I'm so sorry. Moving on to Chair Basilio's report.
Good morning, everyone. Last week, we had some good discussion on the referrals currently in our committee. So standardized follow-through, AS committees, promotions, and appointment biographies. Everyone in the committee is working on their assignments and the resolutions. We're taking a look at specifically for the first referral, our SB 2425-005 Project Rebound Support for Staffing and Prioritization of the Program, SB 2425-006 Call to Uplift Cultural Houses and Resource Centers, SB 2425-008 Filtered Water Accessibility and Sustainability in Student Housing, and SB 2425-009 Condemning Anti-Transgender and Anti-Non-Binary Policy and Rhetoric. This week, we have two new referrals titled President's Code and Increase in Senator Stipends. If any of you would like to contribute, please do so. You know where to find us.
Thank you. Are there any question on the Chair of Internal Affairs report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to Chair Umano's report.
Good morning, everyone. I can't believe we are in week 6 already. So last week I had the pleasure of attending new student convocation. Shout out to President Saravia on her speech. University Affairs met last week. We discussed our very first legislative referral titled Club Storage. We had a very active and engaging discussion on possible solutions. The legislative referral was tabled to this week, where we will continue to discuss and hopefully begin reaching out to staff to help us find a solution on the issue. I also reviewed many university policies with my committee to get everyone on board, kind of with like the scope of authority of the committee. Our next meeting will be this Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the Chair of University Affairs report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our Executive Director Allen's report.
So happy Monday and also happy National Coffee Day. So as a person who needs coffee to perk me up in the morning, in the administration office, you're going to find that there's going to be a box of Keurig little cups. So please go by and get a cup of coffee. And the flavors are sweet cream liqueur, butter pecan, cinnamon sugar donut, and mocha turtle. So make sure that you go by and get a cup of coffee. You'll need to bring your own cup, but the pod will be there. The other thing is, if you have a Dunkin' Donuts app, today is a reward day, so you can go by and get a free hot or iced coffee. I'll be downloading the app so I can get an iced coffee when I go home from work today. Last week, we had our first all-staff meeting in the Associated Students, and one of the things that we did is we watched a video called What Do Colleges Mean by Student Success? And so this provided a great opportunity for us as a collective staff to discuss that. So our key takeaways were supporting all students, highlighting the importance of holistic support, academics, financial aid, mental health, mentoring, and career preparation. And so we really talked about how does the AS support all of these things within the programs and services that we offer. So that was very exciting. We also had an opportunity to celebrate summer birthdays within the organization. But finally, we were also able to just acknowledge that John Valdez, who works in our ticket office, this past Sunday celebrated 30 years of service to the Associated Students. So if you're over by the ticket office, just go say hello. 30 years ago, most of you were not here. I think all of you were not here. I was. So I was telling John, I remember when he had black hair versus gray hair. And I was happy to say that his is more than mine at this particular point. So the other thing that I focused on is Big Show, Big Show, Big Show. And so I want to thank Daniel for coming up here, our marketing manager, to just talk about the Big Show. I'm hyping it up as well. I'm bringing my nieces, actually great nieces, to come to the show. I've also been out casting out things to alum to say, hey, you remember your big show? Well, come and see what Big Show is like today. And so I'm trying to get tickets sold. You need to get tickets sold as well. So as of last Wednesday, when we had our staff meeting, we had 1,200 tickets that were sold. And as of this morning, we have the 1,418. So 218 more tickets have been sold since last week on Wednesday. The tickets are now $10 for students. So students missed the $5. They missed $5. Now it's 10. So get them to get out there and get the tickets before the day of show. On the day of show, the tickets go up to $15, as well as tell your faculty, see you at the big show. Tell the staff that, the different offices, see you at the big show. Let's make this the big show comeback for fall 2025. The last couple of things that I wanted to do is last week was new student convocation. And what's really great about this program is it started as freshman convocation, and it was specific in terms of helping incoming freshman students see where they would commence and complete their academic journey. Several years ago, that was expanded to all new students, so it included our transfer students. One of the things that happened is Dean Searcy from the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences was the keynote speaker, and he did something on time, place, and manner. And so I was kind of curious, what is he going to say? Considering I did a lot of time, place, and manner here when I was working prior to my return. I think he did a phenomenal job at talking about your time as a student and that you belong here, the manner in which you pursue your degree and you invest in your education, and the place that this is an incredibly special place. And so my hope is that you, as student leaders, get a chance to see that message. I'm going to send it to you at a later date because I did tape it, but it was very, very powerful because I think for a lot of our students, some don't feel that they belong here. Many suffer from imposter syndrome, and that's something that people can struggle on throughout their academic career. And I think he did a really good job to really inspire our incoming students to know that they do belong here at this time and this season of their lives, and that getting here and then getting to the finish line is very key and important. So big show, big show, big show. And also just thank you so much for talking about the sexual assault that occurred. And I'll definitely be following up with Dr. Watkins to learn more about how you as students can engage in safety walks. Those were things that used to happen at night, to kind of look at what other areas that are dark so that we can address those kinds of things. The other thing I wanted to announce is this past weekend on Saturday, we learned of a fallen matador. This is a student who just graduated in the fall. He was killed in a hit and run that happened in Venice. He was 25 years old. And so we'll be, doing something next week just to kind of acknowledge that. But it's always very tragic when you have someone who's come, pursued their degree, finished their degree, and just about to start their life, and their life snuffed out senselessly due to a hit and run. So just wanted to announce that as well. But anyway, that's it for today. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing. I wanted to acknowledge Asia about the Student Leadership Conference. This conference went incredibly well. Check-in smooth, check-out smooth, food being there, just a really, really great day. An incredible keynote was done by a student leader that was grounded in the theory. And so what I really appreciated is how the conference has been transformed and making sure that students get to learn a theory of leadership that they can begin to apply in their leadership role here on the campus. And so for them to utilize and ground the workshop in the leadership imperative was phenomenal. I was excited to do a workshop on challenging the process. I called it Fearless Forward, empowering together, enabling others to act. And so I had a great time with the student leaders that were there, and they told me a lot about what's wrong with CSUN. And I'm going to type those things up and send it out to all the different areas across campus that were mentioned. And they were all sorts of areas that were mentioned. But there were two quotes that I left the students with. One was, "Fearless leaders don't wait for change, they create it." And then the second is, "Innovation begins where comfort ends." And so I hope that you as student leaders recognize that you are innovators and that this year you're going to make change at this institution. And I'm excited to be here along the journey with you.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions on the executive director's report? Senator Arias Gomez.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Moving on, if there are no other questions, moving on to our University Advisor Butler's report.
Thank you, Vicky, for those kind words and for serving as a small group facilitator for us for the leadership conference. We had great support from the campus. We had Carlos serve as a facilitator, Terry King, Dean Michelle Best, Martel from the Pride Center. He was our keynote speaker and really talked about the student leadership challenge theory, but also, how students were involved with creating the Pride Center. So we really wanted to make sure the event was kind of inspiring and motivational for students. And then they also just got some helpful and practical tips on, how they can create the positive change on campus. Other facilitators included Dustin, y'all know Dustin, Jennifer Herrera from the MIC, Alyssa from the MIC, and I think I got everybody. We also want to thank Dr. Watkins. He was there helping out, greeting students, passing out sandwiches. So he was right in there with us. So we appreciate all the support. Definitely want to thank Denise, last minute request for some lanyards. She came through for us for that. So it was a very collaborative event. So we're very grateful for everyone's participation. We had about 193 students participate. We're still finalizing all the attendance numbers, but again, very grateful for the support. I'm going to be passing out our flyer for upcoming leadership workshop series. I'll send some this way too for people. Here you go. So again, this workshop series has been coordinated by Jennifer Herrera. She is our coordinator for student leadership development programs in the MIC, because we are really trying to focus more on that leadership development piece. So she has worked with different campus partners from across the university to serve as facilitators. So our conflict resolution workshop, which is tomorrow, that's going to be facilitated by Tony. She works in HR. So we're really trying to find some, I guess you call them topic experts to help us with that. The Career Center is going to be hosting the Identifying Your Transferable Skills, Building Inclusive and Diverse Organizations. That's going to be from Susanna Rogan from the Office of Equity and Compliance. We have our Strengths Workshop with Aaron from the Registrar's Office is going to be doing that. Time management, networking. Again, we have Career Center. And I believe stress management and relaxation is going to be the university counseling services. So we really hope you all can attend, but also just help promote it if you're involved in any student organizations. And our last kind of major event that we have this month is going to be our hazing prevention week program, which starts today and tomorrow. It's going to be here in the Grand Salon. And our keynote speaker for that is Christina Pearl. So excited to have that happening tonight as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any question on the University Advisors report? Senator Quiroga?
Just a quick question. Do you know when the makeup training is going to be for clubs who couldn't attend the conference on Saturday?
Yeah, so Jennifer is going to be sending an email out, but essentially the makeup is attending the leadership workshop series. So I can't remember the number that they need to attend, but Jennifer will send an email out. And then also, so typically for the chair of finance, for students who didn't show up, you would just let us know how you want students to do makeups. I think in the past, we would just direct them to email you directly, and then an arrangement would be made to to meet with them one-on-one or so.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Senator Diaz-Gomez?
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Okay, if there are no questions, we will move over past our faculty advisors report into new business. I just want to let the Senate know that we do have to end the Senate meeting at 11 a.m. because there is a training that you all are required to attend at 11 a.m. So please, for any comments or questions, you will be limited to one per person. Please keep it concise. So we move over to the approval of the appointments. Is there a motion? Senator Basilio.
I move to approve Savansh Maheshwari for Attorney General.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Romano, is there any discussion? Okay, are we going to move on to a vote? Okay. All those in favor of approving Savansh Maheshwari to Attorney General, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed? All those abstained? Thank you. This passes. Moving on to our graduate Senator Ashke Main, is there a motion? Senator Romano.
I move to approve Akshay Main as graduate senator.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Dominguez, is there any discussion? Okay. Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving Akshay Main as our graduate senator, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. You may now take your seat next to Elise. Just for our new senators, once you are voted in, you are officially a voting member, so you may vote on the next item, on the next few items. We will now move on to the next item to approve Mahi. Give me a minute. I had practiced all of these and I feel like I'm butchering out every single one. Mahi Kachahadia. Okay, Kachahadia as the Engineering and Computer Science Senator. Is there a motion? Senator Gubino.
I move to approve Mahi Kachahadia as the Engineering and Computer Science Senator.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Dominguez, is there any discussion? You're also quiet today. Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving Mahi Kachahadia as our senator and as our senator for engineering and computer science, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. You may now take your seat next to Alejandro. Okay, we'll now move over into our committee appointments. Is there a motion? Senator Basilio.
I move to approve Cherish Williams for the DEI Committee.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Cunanan, is there any discussion? Okay. Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving Cherish Williams into our DEI committee, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed? All those abstained? Okay, this motion passes. Moving on to Amelia Escalante for our DEI committee, is there a motion? Senator Romano?
I move to approve Amelia Escalante for the I committee.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Vicente, is there any discussion? Senator Basilio?
I have a question. So our senators that just got voted in, they're allowed to vote, right?
Yes, they're
Okay.
allowed to vote.
So some people did not vote.
Senator Dominguez?
The new senator for computer science and engineering the vote was not taken into account.
Would you like to do a revote? Can we do a revote? Or Madeline, can we do a revote? Give us a minute, because this is something that Robert's rules would have to talk about, and I don't have the book on me, so apologies.
Carrie, we're just looking at that to see what we should do, so we'll text you the information.
Thank you.
Okay, so we did see from the gallery that the hand was raised and it was an affirmative for the appointment, so they did vote.
Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
I just want to ask, how many members are on the DEI committee after Cherish's appointment?
After Cherish, there are 9 seats left. So if Amelia Escalante is approved, there will be a total of 8 seats left. Mhm. Okay, so her vote was counted in. So we will move over to Amelia Escalante. Is there all those in favor of approving Amelia Escalante into our DEI committee, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. Moving on to our lobby core, Caleb Vahan, sorry. Is there a motion? Senator Umana.
I move to approve Caleb Vaughn for Lobby Corp.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Vicente, is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing, Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask for this candidate, did you happen to have any discussions about particular interests or focus to pursue within Lobby Corps? It mentions backgrounds within this CSBS college for events, but nothing in particular.
I'll move over to our Chief of Staff, Boberg, just because I personally did not attend. It was my Chief of Staff and our Chair of Legislative Affairs.
Yeah, he's a new freshman, so he really wants to learn about Lobby Corps and everything, but he doesn't have a lot of experience in that regard. And then I don't think there's anything like official within the social and behavioral science program college.
I apologize. I didn't mean anything specific within my college he's interested in. Is there anything in general that he mentioned he's interested in pursuing within Lobby Corps, or any ideas, just to get an idea of where his mindset is?
Just general outreach, nothing specific right now. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving Caleb Pagan into our lobby court, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed? All those abstained? Okay, the motion passes. Moving on to our next candidate, Gabriela Garcia for Lobby Corps. Is there a motion? Senator Dominguez?
I move to approve Gabriela Garcia for Lobby Corps.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Cabrera Figueroa, is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving Gabriela Garcia for our Senator Cachadilla. Was there a question or? No? Okay. Okay, if there's no further questions, all those in favor of approving Gabriela Garcia for our Lobby Corps, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed? All those abstained? Okay, thank you. This passes. Moving on to our Finance Committee member, Arpita Beccaria. For our Finance Committee member for the College of Business and Economics, is there any discussion? Senator Gavino?
I move to approve Arpita Vicaria as the Finance Committee member for the College of Business and Economics.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Basilio, is there any discussion? It's already been a long morning. All those, if there's no discussion, we will move on to approval. All those in favor of approving Arpita Beccaria for our Finance Committee, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. Moving on to our Elections Committee, Melissa Avila. Is there a motion? Senator Humana?
I move to approve Melissa Avila for Elections Committee.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Dominguez? Is there any discussion? Senator Basilio?
Yeah, I had a question. In Melissa's biography, it mentions that she's part of a private organization. Do you know what that is, or is it like private?
I'm unsure. Chief of Staff Bobert, do you have any?
I don't know. I think she might be talking about. Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about specifically.
If she didn't mention it, I do know that she is a manager for Bath and Body Works. If it is not mentioned on the bio, it might be Bath and Body Works. I'm not sure. Senator Basilio?
No, I meant the way it's worded, it looks like it's an organization on campus. It just doesn't have a name. That's why I was asking. But if nobody knows, that's all cool.
Okay, yeah, sorry. We don't ask for the candidates' clarifications on certain things just because they make it themselves. And we did want to get it out to you all at a timely manner. So we just didn't ask for that clarification. Our apologies. Is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none. All those in favor of approving Melissa Avila for the Elections Committee, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed? All those abstained? Thank you. This passes. Moving on to enter Committee of the Whole, is there a motion? Senator Romano?
I move to enter Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Quiroga? Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none. All those in favor of moving into Committee of the Whole, please raise your hand. That's the right. Thank you. Okay, this passes, so we will move into Committee of the Whole. We will now move on to the first item into Committee of the Whole to approve SB 2025-25001, condemning anti-HSI practices from the Department of Education. Is there any discussion? Senator Gabino.
Would you need to amend the 25 to 26 in the title, or can that just be done administratively?
It can be done in Committee of the Whole. Just if there's any amendments that anyone from the board would like to make in regards to the actual document, it also needs to be made in Committee of the Whole. Okay, would you like to make an amendment? Okay, I would need a motion to approve it first. So, Senator Gavino?
Yeah, I move to approve SB 2025-25001, condemning anti-HSI practices from the Department of Education.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Cabrera Figueroa. Is there any discussion? Senator Gavino?
I move to amend the resolution to read the title and to strike through the title and instead read SB 2025-26001, condemning anti-HSI practices for the Department of Education.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Cabrera Figueroa. Is there any discussion on that amendment? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of amending the line item title to say SB 2025-26001, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Moving back to our original motion, is there any discussion on the document? Senator Gavino.
I'm sorry, this is going to be a long one. I move to amend Resolution 1 to add, after the clause in 13 whereas 14, Whereas President Erica Beck, on behalf of California State University Northridge, signed a letter along with other HSIs to the Senate Committee on HELP, denouncing the attacks on HSI grants and demanding Congress take action to protect HSI grant funding and.
Thank you. Is there a second to the amendment? Senator Basilio, is there any discussion on this amendment? Senator Gavino?
Yeah, so this just reflects the letter that President Saravia mentioned. It was sent to the Senate Committee on, one sec. I just want to explain what HELP is. Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. So yeah.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on the amendment? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of amending to add a line after 13 to recognize President Beck's letter of signing on, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. This passes unanimously. Moving on to the original motion, is there any further discussion? Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
I move to amend Resolution 2025-2026-001, resolve clause 3, line 2, the specific and CSUN administration to strike through that section.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Dominguez, is there any discussion on this amendment? Senator Cabrera Figueroa?
Just for context, same as before, this is in response to the information regarding the letter. Seeing as how CSUN administration has already signed on, this is no longer relevant.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on the amendment? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of amending to strike through that section, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. Moving back to our original motion, is there any further discussion? No? Oh, Senator Basilio.
I move to amend 5 resolved where it reads, the Associated Students, Inc. of California State University Northridge commits to allocating resources and support for programs, workshops, and events that uplift and empower Hispanic/Latinx students and promote equity, inclusion, and educational opportunities opportunity on campus, regardless of federal funding decisions. To add cultural centers after workshops.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second to that amendment? Senator Dominguez, is there any discussion on the amendment? Would you like to add a bit of context?
Yeah, so just making sure that we highlight everything that we already offer on campus or everything that is standing, because last semester we did talk about our cultural houses and we have a Chicano house, HSI resolution. Makes sense to have that in there.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this amendment? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of amending to add on to that resolved the cultural houses, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Moving back to our original motion, is there any further discussion? Senator Basilio.
Just thank you to Senator Cabrera Figueroa, our chair of LED, Ciro Rosales, and our chair of DEI, Hermione Douglas, for making this resolution in such a timely manner. I mean, we heard about the HSI cuts and they had this thing out like very quickly. So thank you.
It was very, very well written. So thank you so much. Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
I just want to also say thank you to Senator Gavino for supporting us in the process of drafting this. So thank you.
And shout out to our Robert's Rules expert. Yes. Okay. Is there any further discussion on this on the document? Okay. Seeing and hearing none, All those in favor of approving Senate Bill 2025-26001 condemning anti-HSI practices from the Department of Education as amended, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. This is our first resolution of the year, guys. Thank you so much. We will now move to exit committee of the whole. I believe I just need a vote. No, is there a motion to exit committee of the whole? Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
I move to exit committee of the whole.
Thank you. Is there a second? Senator Vicente. Is there any discussion? Senator Quiroga.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Okay. We will now vote on exiting committee of the whole. If all those in favor of exiting committee of the whole, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes. We will now vote to approve the recommendations of committee of the whole. Yeah. Okay, all those in favor of approving the recommendations of committee of the whole, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. Okay, we will now move into information items, starting with our science and math senator, Carca. You don't have to read out the whole thing, just highlight maybe one or two things if you'd like.
Hello, everyone. So, essentially, I don't have a co-senator, and they're still looking for the dean of math and science, I believe. And so I'm going to have to change my event a little bit and make the spring semester my like major event, and like for fall, I'm gonna have like a minor event. And yeah, essentially it's going to be sort of like a mixer for the spring, just for the science and math students to feel more like a community, because I feel like that's very necessary. And yeah, that's in short, yeah. And also happy Dase and Navratri from my culture. It just signifies light being triumphant over the darkness. And I think in these troubling times, it's shown in history over and over again that systems of oppression will always fall. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Carca's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our lower division, Senator Garcia's report.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So last week I was able to work on my personal project template, and I'm really excited to work on this since it's one of the things that it's personal to me. I was also able to attend the new student convention, and I was also able to table. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Oh, sorry. Are there any questions on Senator Garcia's report? Okay, we will now move over to our second humanities senator, Basilio's report.
Hello again. My co-senator and I recently met with Associate Dean Baxter and talked more about the projects we wanted to pursue. We both plan on attending the College of Humanities open house on October 25th, so we'll see our constituents there. An update regarding the cultural houses, specifically the Chicano House, was during a meeting I and Chair of Ledge Rosales and several other key attendees had with Dr. Freddie Sanchez, where he explained that the Latino Resource Center will be housed in the Chicano House, and it should be up and running this school year. We still need to find out specifics, but yeah. Another update I have regarding my office hours is that I will be having them at different departments across the College of Humanities, starting with the Department of Religious Studies. So I hope to see some students around their area where they feel more comfortable. And as a reminder, I will be attending the first Police Advisory Committee meeting tomorrow. So hopefully I get to bring up a lot of our students' concerns and also that petition that's going around right now. And another Educational Policies Committee meeting on Wednesday. So yeah.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Basilio's report? Senator Quiroga?
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Moving on to our social and behavioral sciences, Senator Cabrera Figueroa's report.
Hello, everyone. Wait, there we go. Yes, so I've been a little busy. I have made sure to meet with every chair and the dean and associate deans for my college. It's been a fun experience getting to know everyone. In terms of my Senate event, I've begun, or I guess more accurately, we're already in the process of setting up our event. Our event is scheduled for October 28th. That's going to be 11 to 1 in the Witset Room 451. That is in Sierra Hall 451. So that's going to be a minors fair, getting a chance to expose more students to different minors that are available to students both in and outside of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Also explaining what it is. Working on developments for my personal project, trying to see potential for, as you mentioned, similar to the town halls, on a smaller scale, looking into setting up a common hour within the college and improving communications. I have a meeting with Ron from IT October 2nd to address this. I'll also be moving forward with Project Rebound's follow-ups. In that same meeting with Ron, I'll be addressing updates to their website, other technological needs that they have. And finally, as well as Senator Basilio and President Saravia, I'll be attending the Police Advisory Committee tomorrow, as well as, or I apologize, I will be joining the Finance Committee next week. And those are all my updates for the moment.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Cabrera Figueroa's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our second business, Senator Ramirez's report.
Hello, everyone. With my Senate event, I will be hosting a Navigating Financial Aid 101, where I will be inviting financial aid to announce any updates regarding the FAFSA application, as well as CADA and DACA, as well as introduce any scholarships available for students. For my personal project, I've heard a lot of students struggling with navigating opportunities that don't require work visas. So I would like to host a Business Students Dreamers Opportunities, which will be also be open to all. I've already reached out to the Dream Center regarding their fellowship program, and I'm coordinating with EOP in expanding the opportunity. I'm in a standing committee with University Affairs, where I'm writing a legislative referral with Senator Arias in having more accessibility buttons and elevator inspection. In regards to my office hours, I have attended a Leaders in Alliance, which is a meeting with all club leaders and Dr. Bai in discussing Nazarian College Fair, where me and my co-senator both attended. I've surveyed students, business students, in regards to their needs, as well as met with Dr. Bai and my dean in regards to hosting a town hall for our students to attend. Yeah.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Ramirez's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our graduate Senator Cunnanon's report.
So, hello. So for to touch base on my Senate event, I met with the VP of Graduate Studies, Dr. Levin, as well as Wendy Brown Danks and Kia Brown. And they gave me some suggestions regarding my event, so that way the event has the best possible turnout for graduate students to come. And I will be working on planning the event going forward. And I also submitted my responses for a social media spotlight that the Graduate Studies Office does want me to participate in. In terms of my personal project, I wanted to look further in how graduate students are using basic needs here on campus. So I'm looking to reach out to CSUN, the staff at CSUN with a Heart later this week. And for advocacy and interest and initiatives, I did attend two cultural welcomes event. They were really fun, and I was grateful to promote AS at the events. And that's all for my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Cunnanon's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our second lower division, Senator Vicente's report.
Good morning, everyone. I don't really have much to share except I met with the, I believe, director of first year experiences last week, and I was just able to talk about my personal event and make some changes to it. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Vicente's report? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our upper division, Senator Arias Gomez's report.
Hello and good morning, everyone. It's Mental Health Monday. Woo! And for those that don't know, my name is Maximiliano Arias Gomez. I serve as the upper division senator within the Senate. And for my report, I'd like to highlight some updates I made as I've drafted some emails to send both to the AVP and the Matador Advisement Hub, as well as I called them in order to arrange contact between them and I, so I can keep them updated in the loop with my planning event for my not my personal project, my senator-based event. And then as for my standing committee, we delegated one of the current legislative referrals, and yes, I'm happy to say we've submitted one of our own as well. Me and not my co-senator, but my fellow senator, Stephanie, and I just like to credit her on one of her portions because she filled out the elevator portion within our legislative referral, and she went out and did a lot of the spearheading for that one. So I'd like to just give her credit where credit's due. And yes.
Thank you. Are there any questions on Senator Arias Gomez's report? I heard through the grapevine that Senator Ramirez went through every single elevator to check if they were up to date on their expansion. So I just want to say thank you for doing that. It just shows your commitment to your legislative referral. Okay, we will move over into discussion items, exploring student AI feedback. So this was a discussion item that was brought up by Senator Gavino after our AI task force meeting. And so I will turn it over to him so that he can lead over this discussion.
Yeah, so you heard President Sarave and I talk about it in our reports, but essentially met with the AI task force and they had a list of deliverables that they'd like to finish before the task force finishes up in, I believe, May, but they're looking to get started on some stuff in the fall. So President Sarave already listed some things. Hold up, I'm pulling it up. But I think the two things that we could definitely affect the most are they want to standardize some CSUN specific principles or guidelines surrounding AI use. They were interested in knowing from students like what are the fears surrounding AI usage in terms of students not really understanding their professor's stance on AI or not wanting to be accused of using AI when they were not. And there are no standards for that. It's really up to the professor, the faculty. And then if there's an issue, it would go to the associate dean and then the academic grievance and grade appeal board. By kind of standardizing some of that and then kind of adding on the principles as a source of clarity on top of what a professor already has in their syllabus. So there's no interest in taking away academic freedom. If a professor still doesn't want any AI usage in the classroom, that's completely okay because that is their choice. But if they are allowing the usage of it and there's a gray area, they just want to kind of solidify it a bit more. And then the second thing is they were very interested in they referenced multiple student town halls. I kind of took the lead on that because President Sarave wasn't able to answer some of their questions because of the technical difficulties. It's okay. But it kind of got me interested because that is part of my personal project is trying to get some broad student feedback on these issues. Obviously, we have the CSU wide survey, which I encourage you to fill out and encourage your constituents to fill out. I know they're pushing it out. I've seen flyers around the campus, so that's great. But I'm still developing a CSUN specific survey that can get feedback that can help feed into the guidelines that they're looking to establish. But I just wanted to hear if you guys had any
discussion or questions or ideas surrounding the idea of like student town halls, or other creative ways that you could incorporate getting AI feedback in your own events and personal projects throughout the semester. I know events are different. Some events are more town hall focused, some are more mixer focused. But if you just had any ideas, I'd love to hear them because that'll be a part of my personal project too, is trying to get you all to incorporate a little bit of it, just so we can get the feedback from as wide a group as possible.
Senator Basilio?
I think I remember Senator Gavino saying that he has a survey that he's like crafting. Is I guess my question is like, would you want us to have like maybe a QR code at our events? Because I'm always open to getting student feedback, no matter what that feedback is. And I think AI is a really important one right now. And knowing that the AI task force wants us to have like those kinds of discussions, do you like, yeah, I said my question earlier, sorry.
Senator Gavino?
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely plan to do is have that survey. And it will be shorter than the CSU one as it's looking right now, but it will kind of be similar format. I do like how they had, if you've done the CSU survey, it says it has a statement about someone's sentiment around AI or their usage of AI, and then it has a scale from 1 to 5. And so 5 is, yes, I agree with this. 1 is, no, I strongly disagree with this. So it'll be something like that. It'll be a pretty short survey, but it's definitely something that you all could use in your events. Just have a QR code up. When you're tabling around the college, outreach and recruitment, all of that. But I was just wondering if you guys were thinking of any other ways to get that feedback.
Senator Basilio?
Yeah, I think we can also incentivize our students because me personally, I don't like AI and I don't like filling out those surveys, but I do them anyway. And I know others are not as inclined to do that. But AS has the funds to give them a prize, so we could do that.
Thank you. Senator Cabrera Figueroa?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, so on the AI survey, actually, one thing to add that would differentiate is that these, I believe it's system-wide that was sent out, that one has no neutral option. It has only strongly disagree, disagree, slightly disagree, and then slightly agree, agree, strongly agree. There's no neutral, there is no middle ground option. And then I was going to add another potential for getting that engagement might just be tabling and just opening that dialogue for students, making it an engaging activity. Maybe just because I've seen it happen at community colleges, they'll set up a large whiteboard and students put their sticky notes on it with ideas or where do they fall in. Might be a good engaging way to get students to have fun with it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Vice President Geminiano Aragon?
Something that I want to encourage now that we are all in discussion is to try to understand how the AI has been working within our campus and how the survey is meant at the system-wide level, right? So that survey at the end of the day goes to the chancellors, but the implementations and everything that's going within CSUN, that's something that is not really specific to it, right? That survey. So that's something that maybe we can work on, right? If we want to give feedback on what CSUN itself and what the students at CSUN want the provost to know, our university president to know, then that's something that we can work towards maybe another survey. And we can even work on a report for that. Yeah.
Senator Gavino?
Yeah, there's definitely a report that's going to be drafted out of external surrounding all of this information. I like the ideas that Senator Cabrera Figueroa mentioned. If you are out in the university campus and you are tabling or you're having discussions about this, I would encourage definitely specifics, definitely asking about the usage of AI, if students are actually using it. We had a good discussion in an external, I believe it was Senator Garcia that mentioned it, but she was talking to a lot of students that mentioned that they feel as if the ChatGPT contract, the 18th month contract that we signed with them that gives everyone the free ChatGPT was kind of
felt useless to some students because they didn't know how to use it properly in an academic context, or they weren't allowed to use it properly in an academic context. And if the tools are available to them and we're paying so much money, we really should be able to use it somehow in a way that's ethical, if that is if a student chooses to do so. So definitely those things to keep in mind when you're talking to your constituents. I know the other thing was they are looking to do a student town hall. If you were around last year, you might remember that Associated Students did a kind of campus-wide town hall surrounding the time, place, and manner policy. I think that would be a good framework to kind of work with if we wanted to do a larger scale event. Maybe bring in some people from IT, some people from faculty senate. I think that would be a great discussion. I know a lot of students would be interested in that. But yeah, if you have any ideas surrounding that, let me know. Or if you have any interest in helping plan that, I think it would be something good to aim for, maybe like a October, November thing, because they're looking to have this information hopefully by the end of the semester. So
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to bring up? Senator Diaz-Gomez?
Do you have any planned workshops or events tailored to this?
thank you. Great question. So I personally do not, but I know the AI task force, they mentioned some workshops they were doing in October surrounding, I think they just called it AI sessions for both students and faculty. They do focus on faculty a lot. A lot of the members in that committee are faculty, and they're working with like faculty development, that office. But they are centering some workshops towards students as well. They recognize that not a lot of students RSVP and attend a lot of these workshops, even the virtual ones. So they're looking to kind of use they mentioned existing streams of communication. So Canvas, as an example, the chat bots that send us texts, for example. So like get those resources out there, email even. So that's how they're pushing through with the CSU survey as well. So it's kind of an implementation of that. And then a lot of departments, what they mentioned on the faculty side of things is they do a lot of what they call either like luncheon shares or just like really informal settings where people just talk about what they're feeling about AI, what they're feeling about this CSUN implementation of it all. So those are just different things. I don't have any specific dates, unfortunately, but hopefully it gets marketed well. And if anything comes across my desk, I'll send it out to everyone.
Vice President Geminiano Aragon?
Something that was brought up when Kiri and I met with President Sarabia and I met with the provost was that they are now making it mandatory for faculty to have an AI policy. So I encourage everyone to revisit those policies in your classes, how they may look like for your specific major and how maybe like it works for like a GE, something that way we can get like a different idea on how professors are implementing it. Reach out to your professors, ask them if they're comfortable with it. If they are not, for instance, there are some of my professors in STEM classes that even use ChatGPT to make graphs within their presentations, but there are some others that are very against it. So at the end of the day, I think is getting that feedback too. But something that was brought up into the conversation was
It was mainly brought up about how the CSU does expect our university to implement AI policy, regardless of whether we want to or not. However, the provost did mention that a lot of it, she's kind of just leaving it up to the deans of specific colleges. And the college deans and associate deans are then telling their faculty, you can implement it in the way that you deem fit, because as of right now, there is no specific policy. There's no CSUN specific policy. It's just if you want to, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. But there needs to be a policy in your syllabus that says that you permit it, that says that you don't, that says you kind of do, but it needs to be disclosed. Anything like that. That's the most that our institution is doing as of right now. Vice President Geminiano Aragon?
Two things regarding that. The first one, that was a point that was brought up in CSSA, in the System-Wide Affairs Committee. And the way the Board of Trustees see it is we cannot force ourselves on our policies within the professors, and that's why each professor should have their own policy. And one of the main things that the provost was expanding on was she wanted to have workshops, not only for the faculty members to understand what technology resources we have and how they can put it in their classroom settings, but also to have those workshops being imparted to students. So something I also want for you all to consider is whether you believe that these workshops would be enough to make sure that our education is being beneficial within AI, or if your standing is against AI, how those workshops may not be enough for our education. So that's just something to consider too.
This discussion item can always be brought up later on too, if you guys just want to take a few days to kind of think about what you would like to see out of our institution in regards to AI, and maybe talk to your constituents or your college deans or any faculty about it. If you guys see this as beneficial, or we can even possibly bring in the AI task force to do a small presentation on what is being done at the university level and what they would like us and what type of feedback they would want from us, if that's also something that you guys would like to do. Senator Gavino, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'll just add on. I'm gonna be sending out a form, probably in Flare, that is just like a catch-all feedback form. So like, I know it's easy to do surveys, but I want to take into account like anecdotal evidence and things you all are seeing as well. So that form will basically just kind of have a blank answer box. And if you hear anything, if you think about anything and you don't want to forget it by the next time we talk about these kinds of things, just submit the feedback there so it's all in one place and I'll be able to report back on it occasionally. So.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Okay, since there's no further discussion, I will close this discussion item. Again, it can always be brought up. You guys can always just let me know or let Senator Cavino know. And we will move into legislative referrals, starting with Senator Arias Gomez and Senator Ramirez's legislative referral called building checkups, having and or creating more accessible entrances in buildings for students that require easy but also accessible areas, as well as a well-needed checkup on, if possible, frequently used elevators that have not been checked within a year of their last maintenance check. This is suggested to go to University Affairs, and to University Affairs it will go. Moving on to our next legislative referral by Senator Gavino, titled Subsidizing Student Club Custodial Fees, to allocate money in the budget to fully subsidize custodial fees that registered student organizations must pay when reserving a university classroom for meetings with more than 100 estimated people. This was suggested to go to either Internal Affairs or University Affairs. I will send it over to University Affairs because Internal Affairs is kind of full. Our next legislative referral is also by Senator Gavino, called Parking Availability Signs, to install parking availability signs at all entrances of parking structures and explore the possibility of installing signs at surface parking lots. This was suggested to go to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. I'm so sorry, Chair Umana. Our next legislative referral is from Vice President Geminiano Aragon, titled Revisiting Council of Chairs Code, to revisit the Council of Chairs Code to evaluate the inclusion of the Standing Committee vice chairs as either voting or ex officio members. This was suggested to go to Internal Affairs, and to Internal Affairs it will go. Thank you so much to everyone that is submitting legislative referrals. Please, I encourage you all to submit legislative referrals. It is a great way for all of you guys to collaborate and to work together. If you guys need that form, it is available on our Flare announcements section. But if you guys also need that, I can always just send it to you out personally on Flare or on messages. That was the last bit of our legislative referrals, and we will move over to announcements. Are there any announcements from the board? Senator Cabrera Figueroa.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be moving while I do this because I have papers to hand out for everyone. But pretty much, so I've been speaking with different student orgs, and I was reached out to by a student club. I'll pass this down this line, called CSUN YDSA. in regards to Metro passes. So they so happen to have a Metro Pass campaign. They want to work towards free Metro passes, but first they want to get an idea of students' engagement. I'm so sorry, Madeline. Could you pass this down to the other end? Thank you. So yeah, pretty much they had asked if I would be willing to share information. So what they want to do is survey students about their opinions regarding Metro, the U passes, their experiences, and also their opinions if they're not one of the people using that. So if you are available, please come to their meeting today at the Omatsu House at 5 to 6:30. They will have the survey there in person if you are a student. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any further announcements from the board? This is a great opportunity to connect with your constituents. And if any of you guys would like to also collaborate with any clubs or organizations on campus to better serve the student body or to create different initiatives alongside these clubs and organizations, you're more than welcome to. This Metro Pass is an initiative that was brought by YDSA, and I'm working alongside YDSA, Senator Cabrera Figueroa, and some of our AS administrators to try to see what we can better do in regards to the Metro passes. So that is always something that you guys are more than welcome to do as senators. But if there are no further announcements, my announcement is please go to Mental Health Mondays. It was an initiative that was brought back by our Vice President, Geminiano Aragon, and it is something that our students have really wanted to see back. So please go. It is going to be in the Soul Center, and it'll be a journaling day. So please, please go. Also, good luck on your midterms. I know my STEM baddies are really struggling right now, and I think you guys are going to do great. You all will ace your midterms. I know it. I feel it. If I put it up into the universe, it will be manifested. If there are no further announcements, we will move over to final roll call.
Vice President Jimeniano Aragon,
Here.
Senator Abrams,
Here.
Senator Arias Gomez,
Here.
Senator Atias,
Here.
Senator Basilio,
Here.
Senator Cabrera Figueroa, Senator Contreras,
Here.
Senator Cunningham,
Here.
Senator Dominguez,
Here.
Senator Garcia,
Here.
Senator Gavina,
Here.
Senator Kachadia,
Here.
Senator Katka,
Here.
Senator Mane,
Here.
Senator Quiroga,
Here.
Senator Ramirez,
Here.
Senator Umana,
Here.
Senator Vicente.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. I now adjourn this meeting at 10:58 a.m. I forgot my gavel. I'm so sorry. So
Remember, we're staying for the marketing and productions training.
Yes.
So
you guys have
stay over here. Also, Akshay and Mahi, I'll be reaching out to you both to schedule trainings this week. So hopefully Thursday.
you all have 2 minutes to stretch your legs, but please, please, please come back. James and Daniel worked very, very hard on their presentation.